Hello everyone, this is Beef the Dragon, and welcome back to another episode of Fire Emblem Heroes. As you can see, we did not do that great this season, considering we had an offense bonus. No surprise, it was because of what happened on offense, so let's see what happened on defense instead. Or both. So of course this week on defense, we are just using the legendaries because we have a few of those. And nothing too special to note here, we're just doing our mean AoE shenanigans like usual. Trying out bonus doubler on Not, but let's be real, bonus doubler is not going to save Not in many matchups here. It's mostly for speed, and the rare chance that the attack is helpful to thread one-shots on the counter, if she even gets the counter, so. Offense this week was an absolute mess. There were some matchups where we completely goofed on. The number one goof, if you did not read the video description on that offense video, was I simply did not have Hayden within 2 spaces of air to proc defense tactic. 10 out of 10. Such a silly mistake, and that cost us way too many units. I'm pretty sure if we didn't goof there, that would have straight up been a deathless win. Just a perfect clean win. So that's unfortunate, we just straight up lost 100 lift from that match. There was another match where I just was up against some teleportation shenanigans. They had a Ninja Gren and harmonized Sonya and whatnot. So my plan was to just bait their harmonized Sonya on the right, because I could force a scenario where that's all that happens, and then I would just go in and player phase nuke / enemy phase
rest in peace
nuke the other units afterwards. I already calculated how the AI was going to move, and I was like, oh, Ninja Gren can attack these 2 tiles from after the other enemy units move, so I shouldn't put any of my units there. So for some reason I remembered that for one of the tiles. I was like, okay, I gotta move Kaden.
Meet your
buff
defeat.
Nino, or was it Nino? Yeah, it was Nino, from a different tile rather than that tile. But then I decided for some reason in my planning, oh, it's fine to put air in the other tile. Nothing could possibly go wrong there. Yeah, we all know how that went. That was a horrible match. We ended up losing, I believe, all but 2 units in that matchup, and we didn't even grab any of the ether structures in that match. Absolutely horrible match there. Tons of lift loss. But at the end of the day, we still made it to tier 39. We definitely could have made top 1k this week if we didn't goof so hard. There was another match as well, where I think we were up against a duo Crom team, and I think we just, I don't remember exactly what we did, but I was calculating out a bunch of stuff and things weren't working out. I think we just ended up going for was it a tactical unit sack? I forget. I believe I had to drop 2 units or something from that match, maybe 3. It was not a good matchup because, of course, there's Medius there, so we couldn't Bolt Tower cheese. And there's, of course, Duo Crom, which I had damage calc turn 1, even though half of his skills were not proc turn 1. Nino's still unable to 1-round KO the guy turn 1, which is super unfortunate because, of course, there's Medius there, so then Duo Crom would get +6 res there, and then he also was running attack res ideal, so another +5 res there. Of course, Destiny's Bow, he's within 2 spaces of an ally, so he just had too much res with low attack defense for Nino to ever 1-round KO. And Bolt Tower damage, not a thing. They have Healing Tower, which did not help Nino's chances of sweeping the team. So they had some other teleportation shenanigans with, I believe, harmonized Catria, if I'm not mistaken. So I had to, even if that worked out, I would have had to have Medius, one round Medius with Nino. The problem is, Duo Crom not doing enough damage for Nino turn 1 to even get into vantage range, so she wouldn't be able to one round KO Medius on a defense tile, and then Hayden would get sniped down by another unit teleporting in from off of Medius's location. So yeah, it was just not a good matchup. Of course, we're not also giving the best description of everything. The best description, of course, is actually recording a video of what happens during a match, but we really generally do not have time for that anymore, unfortunately. Especially with the amount of thinking we have to do and calcs we have to do for some of these matchups. Nino, for the most part, can still do some pretty funny things, but a lot of units nowadays are just a hard counter to Nino. Like, generally, any reasonably high attack Brave Zealot will one-shot Nino no matter what we do. Particularly because of attack speed clash neutralizing his penalties to attacking speed when he moves at least 2 spaces to initiate into Nino, which is a huge problem. Without that effect, he would be so much easier for Nino to tank, because then we would be able to utilize Sabotage attack. That is -7 attack. That is a huge deal, especially when the suggestion triangle exists. So, a bit unfortunate that attack speed clash actually has that effect for us, but what can you do about it? We just are going to suffer whenever we see Brave Zealot, especially when we see 2 of them, like we did in one of our offense matches this week. We just have to go for the tactical sack. There's really nothing we can do about it, unless we can tank with Nino, who is realistically our only chance of ever tanking Brave Zealot in the just straight up. But of course, most of the time it doesn't happen, and even if it's possible, then we do the silly thing of not even setting up Nino to be able to tank. It would have been so funny too, because we calced everything correctly. We just did not set up correctly. It was so unfortunate, but that's what happens to half of our memes on this channel on offense. We just goof on that one thing, and that's all it takes, which is unfortunate, but what can you do about it? Legendary Julia, though, definitely like running AoE on her.
I could do more.
Nowadays in Aether Raid's offense, where damage reduction is literally everywhere, and res stats are not that high, so it's super reasonable for us to tease out victories that way. Unfortunately for our opponent here, Ash not able to one-shot Legendary Julia. Super unfortunate for them. But fortunately for them, Nil can't do a single point of damage to Ash. Ash bonus for the win. So that's nice. I'm gonna be real, Ash bonus really did nothing for us this season, except maybe stall an extra turn because she had 10 HP or something. But realistically, it didn't do much for us. Actually, it did. It allowed her to pick up a couple more kills to get more attack speed. That's about it. Units like Brave Hector that we met with Hardy Fighter, she just cannot. There's no way for her to double unless she enemy phases, which in a lot of instances when we're trying to nuke all the enemy units player phase, that's not an option. But the one side bonus for us this season is we did plus 10 Milla, although it didn't matter because she was our 6th slot, unit this week. So her having extra merges really didn't do much. Did not change any isolation matchups or anything for that matter. So nothing to worry about in that respect. But here we see a lot of people bring Bolt Tower in columns that aren't column 3. Means they just get free chip damage, which is huge. Because especially now with Legendary Julia, for example, getting damage reduction, scaling off her res, it can be non-trivial for units to actually pick up their skills, but here, they just got Brave Cloud with Full Smoke, so what do you expect's gonna happen? Not very good things, clearly. Legendary Nana is below 25% HP, so she
Another
has some
successful
problems
scheme.
there. Unfortunate. And well, of course, without specials, all of our other units are not going to be able to one-shot Brave Cloud here.
Another
So,
successful scheme.
especially with his refine, definitely helps him out for sure. Don't know if he's. I feel like he's definitely more viable now, especially that he has a tech against deep wounds, but I guess Fatal Smoke for that matter. But he probably will still struggle in certain matchups. For example, units that attack twice can definitely be a huge problem for him. And let's just say that's pretty popular in Ether Raid's defense right now, because of course, generally speaking, attacking more than once before you get countered is better than attacking once. Especially when you're running skills like lull speed res, where you're effectively taking, against my team for example, 9 points of, let's say, res, which because lull speed res is pretty common. Or I guess for low attack defense, for example, it's 9 points of defense. If you're attacking twice, that is a lot of extra damage to be working with, so they get a lot of value from extra attack or debuffing the enemy. So we definitely have issues in that respect. I also appreciate the Gatekeeper here. It's really useful for preventing harmonized Patria shenanigans when you're trying to tank. But yeah, a huge issue is of course units attacking twice. And especially the low speed res department for units like harmonized Lysithia.
Another successful scheme.
When her weapon scales based off of her procs based off of how much faster she is than the enemy. Yeah, having effectively 9 points more speed, especially in matchups like against Air and Nino, that makes a huge deal. But at least we have guards, so that's nice. I can't even count at this point how many times Cadence Refine and Air Remix has been way too useful with the guard. Guard is just incredibly overpowered in the majority of Fae matchups, which is why units with tempo or I guess velocity or similar effects just get so much value, or even Brave Adult Tiki here. Just such great value screwing over special charges. So Brave Adult Tiki, as long as it procs, pretty insanely strong.
Do not trouble me.
The only way to get around it is essentially Brave Weapon or straight up beating her res, which you can definitely beat her res stat. It's just for the average unit, your best option is to attack more than once. And if she has guard support and you can't screw that over, then you have to have special acceleration on top. It's pretty darn hard to beat that. But you know what else is hard to beat? Brave Hector with legendary Nana. Not even close. So of course he's running Hardy Fighter, but legendary Nana, even though she ignores the escutcheon, doesn't even matter. Of course, Suggestion Triangle, he has tons of HP. That's really the big thing, tons of HP. Ether Raids heavily favors tanking because of that and turn shenanigans. And I guess this is another reason why AoE's useful over something like Glacier, because Remote Breath can't proc here. They're able to one-shot Legendary Julia since, well, there's no res-based damage reduction. Well, Brave Adult Tiki had more. Which does not spell good news for us.
Step by step.
So, of course, things might have been a little different if 100% were different. If actually add much more res than maybe they'll take it. But that's not how things go around here. At this point, the free win, they have their near save protector. So they're free to leave units in range, but they can also just KO Sylvia like they do here. Piece of cake. And here we are, seeing a Henriette. It's been a while. I don't see her too often. Still is technically the budget save option, but still expensive. Ascended Beyond is the budget option nowadays. In terms of if you're gonna pull for car saves, generally at this point in the game, Ascended Beyond probably the easiest to get.
Fear not, I'm with you.
Not sure why they attack Legendary Nana here, but she is outside of range of Healing Tower. Oh, there's Legendary outside. That makes sense. I was not paying attention there. 10 out of 10. And so we get what's called the memes. Legendary Nana's Kanto with AI breaking walls equals stonks. So that's unfortunate for them. They didn't run far enough. But they were smart to not break the day cakes, anniversary cakes. That's a huge thing.
Believe in me.
They should be able to one-shot anyways, yeah. Although they just left Brave from there. The trap's real. Okay. Not sure how things would have went. Even if they could take out Legendary Julia, which I think it's pretty close, but I think Brave Crown can pick up the kill, barely. I don't know. But at least we're staying in vaults, so that's nice on offense. Now that we do have plus 10 mil though, I am totally looking forward to getting the perfect score on E3's offense Kappa. The problem with that is we need to have an actually good defense. Because there's no way the matchmaker is going to be that bad and actually give us a chance at winning every single defense match that matters. Yeah, that's not happening. We can easily get the perfect offense score. Yeah, also, this is why we run AoE. Nice 20 res. Even though he has his damage reduction or whatnot, he still can take a ton of damage.
My punishment.
And in this case, waste damage. So now, go ahead and rampage Legendary Julia. See there, she doesn't actually go for Gatekeeper because she can't actually kill Field Dead. But we do take out half.
Such disgrace.
Of course, between all of the units a unit can beat, they're always going to target the one with the most HP, while at least AI is. So that's a way you can tell how things went when you're, I guess, analyzing matchups quickly. But here we are with more save shenanigans. What's new? As long as Ascended Fiorn doesn't get hit by AoE, pretty sure she can take Legendary Julia. Heck, even if I think the problem is that she does get hit. She just basically, I think she's off goes down to like maybe 2 or something in the third with AoE stomps. Assuming, of course, Legendary Julia gets her in this stock, which never happens. Not sure what they're planning here. Maybe they're going after Bramamon. Haven't watched this frequent, so Ascended Fiorn no longer has her Ice Mirror up too. That's huge for us. That guarantees that she probably can't survive Legendary Julia with their attack on her, which is not going to happen if they put her 2 spaces away diagonally from unit they're baiting. Or heck, just 2 spaces away in general. I would not have done that, that's for sure. Yeah, this is not gonna end well. Straight up, not even in far safe. And he's a dragon. Never forget. Send her the trees of the dragon. Unless she neutralizes her armor weakness. She's still a dragon. Looks like we're gonna keep going here though, which if you're like me, no escape ladder like some of the other, they're of course going to keep going. If you don't have escape ladder, you have nothing better to do. So, send a few on here. Not able to one round KO Legendary Julia. Nice res stat. He was bad. Ash here, of course going to kill. She's doing too much base damage, but she also would not have been able to kill. 128 SP Fog. Probably just one shot in here. Oh, not quite. I guess I should have just calced that because max damage does survive. I guess should have calced that one. Whoops. And now they're just double baiting, which I'm guessing this is the close to the end of the season, so they don't need to be truckers. Or maybe it's not close to the end of the season and they're just can't be bothered to pick up the structures. His offense is too easy. Just escape ladder. Like straight up, if we had escape ladder, pretty sure we wouldn't not struggle to get much better score than we do. Of course, it's entirely possible for us to still end up about the same way because, of course, units like Brave Cella, Duo Crown are pretty popular in defense, and of course Medius, Harmonized Catcher, and all the usuals. But you know, in the off chance we don't see those kind of units, then we totally have a chance to camp them. Also wonder if we should ever build safe defense, but pretty sure we're just also never going to do that. So here you are with a Gale Force team, seems perfectly fine. All they have to do is get a point of entry, which is probably from Legendary Nana's side or Ramamon. But yeah, that's not a good strategy. Unfortunately, I don't know if that was a mistap or just not planned. Maybe they thought Ash had a different assist skill like Smite. I don't know. But yeah, that's not going to end well, especially with AoE and Legendary Nana. Yeah, that's not going to end well. Pretty sure they would be able to sweep our team with Gale Force though, just because the only actual threat is Legendary Julia in terms of tanking. And her defense stat is not that high. So if you just do enough damage, you can pick up those kills. I don't know about Legendary Tiki versus Legendary Julia, but I'm pretty sure it'll work just because, again, with Savvy Fight, there's no guaranteed follow-up attack, and there's no way in heck Legendary Julia one-shots Legendary Tiki, unless AoE does a massive amount of damage. But yeah, Brave Idol against Legendary Nana. Don't do it if you don't debuff Legendary Nana's attack enough. That's just not a recipe for success. Yeah, only 27. AoE is doing nothing. There's no way we one-shot here because of Savvy Fighter. But it's close. Not enough though. Yeah, if we got multiple attacks off, that's definitely a kill. And well, I guess Legendary Nana beats us to the chase there on the kill. And that's exactly why it's difficult to just hit end turn against this team without the right resources. One, already baiting into AoE is suspicious, to say the least, especially if you put your safe units right next to each other. That's never going to end well. There's definitely better ways to approach that. And here we are, a Brave Chief. Again, this is why we bring AoE instead of something like Glacies, because Glacie's damage gets reduced by both Viscifine and Blue Lion Rule. So that definitely helps him out, the Blue Lion Rule damage reduction against AoE. But when his res stat is so low, and you even go about your way panicking like not a great look. That is a field buff, right? No, that's attack res menace. Okay, at least they didn't debuff his res visibly, but yeah. When your difference between stats is 52, That's a lot of AoE damage. Your damage reduction can only do so much. And even if he survives here,
Out of
he's
the way.
probably not killing with Rupture Strike because of our damage reduction. So that's just a rip.
So this is my punishment.
Not really much they can do there for him to survive. You just have to not have him bait the AoE Legendary Julia. That's pretty much it. He will, I'm pretty sure he walls the rest of the team. So, yeah, that's just not how you go about it. You could do anything else, like bait on the left side, just break the walls down, call it a day. As long as you, they even have Milla there, so they can isolate. So, it's not like they have to worry about double dancing AI shenanigans. No, they just got one. But again, people don't expect I guess Legendary Julie to actually do anything on defense because I'm gonna be real, who puts her on defense? Very few people do. You need lots of stats on her, especially attack. Speed's nice to have, and you just need everything. And it's very nice for her to have a special. Her mobility is super low, so when she gets to attack, he needs to make it count, which is why we gotta run specials. But, as you saw this week, there's people who still run full smoke, so too bad. It's definitely much more common than it used to be. Because the meta, of course, is spamming save units and tanks. And then if you can't tank, then bring your Gale Force and shenanigans, or a combination of both. Generally that gets you through 99% of all matchups. The very small other percent, you just have to play well forehead. Or you might have to just think a tiny bit more, like where you save it. This does not seem like a recipe for success. AoE all day. Unfortunately, she's targeted Ash here because of how AI works. But
I am holding back.
what can you do about it? No chip damage on dual Alphonse, which would have been nice. But we pick up the kill this time, and Red
I'm so
killing
sorry,
not
Sharena.
screw us over like previously. Yeah, Brown line here. Of course, he's not going to be able to pick up the kill. And I think he can't survive. Yeah. Not even close, kid. And well, at this point, the match is over. It's not like we do anything. Stelos just been plonked into a duo Alphonse all day. Damage reduction almost helped myself there, but yeah, that's not gonna end well. Ash is just gonna do Ash things. Definitely one thing I've been noticing more and more on offense now, though, is of course bar save units being able to keep up with the rest of their defense because of the ability shenanigans. So for us, we have to melee a lot more nowadays. Ash, Kaden, mostly Ash because of course she has her guaranteed follow-up and a reasonably large attack stat. So that definitely is an issue for our light offense going forward, because it's going to be more common later on when we're going to do things like that. But unfortunately for Stella, can't really do much. Not enough attack, not a big enough special damage to do anything there. Easy ether structure pickup if they want to, but decide not to. Actually, it's not easy, because it's worried that Nils actually staying alive, but pretty sure Nils does 0 damage to air, so they could have grabbed if they need to, but I don't think they needed to. Because that was our last replay, and not too bad overall. Some enemy players self-sabotage themselves, some of them just hitting enter and calling it a day. Not the greatest strategy against certain scenarios on our team, but looks like we'll be top 3K, so unfortunately not top 1K. Definitely could have done it this season if we didn't do 3-4 times on offense or something. At least 3 times, costing a lot of lift each time. I think it was over 100 lift each time or something. At least 100 lift each time. Something like that. Not great, but the biggest ouch is missing out on those 10 Divine Codes Part 3. It might matter. We just hit 12,000 recently, so it might hurt us later. We'll see. We'll see. Once Part 4 releases, then we'll know if we got ourselves self-sabotaged. But here in Arena, 3,880 is not enough to stay, so we needed some 766s. I ended up just giving Noe Earth Blessing so I wouldn't have to fish all day with my Water Blessing team. Because she was originally Water Blessed, so I was like, might as well save some blessings by just using the Water Season team. But yeah, it doesn't score as much as our Earth Season Legendary Heroes, so we went with that, and I was actually trying to go for 3,886, but our last match was 768, so I was like, whatever, we're just gonna take it. And so, easily going to stay. We are not staying next week, I'm pretty sure. We're not. I don't think there's any units there that we want to build to score bot in Arena, so we're just gonna drop next week. I don't think this is my personal best Arena Assault score. At this point, I can't remember, but it's somewhere up here. Pretty decent one run, one try run. We just used Tactical Retreat again to mulligan. We only had to mulligan 760s because the chances of us getting anything better than 762 is just RNG, so not too big of a deal. But anyways, we'll be back when the results drop in.